UPS laid off 48,000 workers this year after clocking a net income of almost $6 billion last year, which is more proof that if you work hard in America, you don't get ahead. You just make a lot of money for some rich shareholders and then you get fired.
UPS just laid off 48,000 people? Is this the beginning of the world crash and introducing AI? Not only that, it's UPS, Walmart, and Amazon. And I'm gonna tell y'all this right now, it's about to be a massive cut hitting major retailers. 70% of the 48,000 workers that was laid off was drivers and warehouse crews. The rest was managers and corporate roles. Not only that, they just closed 93 buildings. Amazon said they on the pace to laying off 30 to 40,000 employees. They already just cut 14,000 of corporate roles. That's already like 10% of corporate staff. The reason why Walmart gonna get hit because 5% of their revenue comes from food stamps. So, you know how hard it is to get a job right now? And y'all cutting off food stamps? A lot of major plants about to get affected by this. And a lot of grocery stores is about to take a big hit. I hope these people had a heads up. They was about to get fired or laid off. Probably could have had time to go get a job. It's saying all this because of efficiency. Nah, y'all, let's keep it real. We know AI been taking over, and this is the takeover. I think the reason why they laying people off and the government shut down is for people to leave and quit, and they gonna move into AIs.
Oh, no, nothing to see here. Only UPS axing 48,000 workers right before the Christmas holiday, all while reporting third quarter earnings that beat Wall Street expectations. So what you're telling me is you're laying off 48,000 people, even though your stock outperformed what Wall Street expected it to do in the third quarter. Yeah, that's cool. It's good stuff. It's great stuff.
Hi guys, so 46,000 lives changed overnight. UPS, a company once known for stability and growth, just cut thousands of workers like they were nothing. Families are crying, homes are broken, and yet they call it restructuring. But behind those words hides something much bigger. A dying economy, automation taking over, and corporate greed masking as innovation. What's happening at UPS isn't just a company problem, it's a warning to everyone who still believes their job is safe. I'm Tiana and you're watching Tiana's React. Well, let's dive in and see people's reactions to this. But before we do, please do well to like, share, and of course, subscribe to keep the channel moving.
Amazon's getting all the headlines for their recent announcement and boldness of just saying this is how many people were laying off, 30,000 people. What's kind of gone under the radar, and I saw this reported yesterday, but not widely, was UPS has laid off 48,000 people this year. 48,000. I don't know how you can lay off that many people and have it go under the radar, but they kind of did. I think what surprised folks on the earnings call, and by the way, when they had the earnings call, revenue's down and profitability's down, but because of the layoff announcements, stock price was up between 7 and 10%. So again, you need another example of profits over people. This is 100% it, right? You laid off almost 50,000 people this year, and yet you're rewarding the company for just taking the cost out. So there is no people in this business anymore. But regardless, that I think what UPS had said earlier back in April was they're planning to cut about 20,000 jobs, and they ended up cutting almost 50,000 jobs over the course. And again, why I talk about this one, it frustrates me to no end that they don't even pretend to care about the people anymore. But there's the number of Gen Xers that are still caught up in this corporate chaos. And again, I think this is the tip of the iceberg, right? We're going to see more and more of these that, right, it was supposed to be 20,000, but it ended up being 50,000. This is Amazon 30,000 going to be 60,000. And across the board, all of a sudden you're looking at 1 million job cuts, and more importantly, 1 million less jobs, right? So if you're a Gen Xer that's having a trouble, finding the positions, right? Because there's fewer and fewer positions as you get up that ladder, especially if you get to stop short of the C-suite where you really get your payout, it's going to become much more difficult to do that. So again, I feel and have empathy for those folks that are caught up in it. I've been caught up in these layoffs before. Fortunately, now I've been out for almost 6 years, and again, dedicated to helping these corporate Gen Xers that are either stuck or have been caught in these layoffs. So if you're one of these folks, don't see a path out, think you have to take another corporate job, solopreneur may be the path for you, right? And it's just leveraging your corporate experience and all those other things. You really don't have to do anything different. And if you've been laid off, you have no excuse not to at least try this. And again, that's where I put all my focus. So if you are still a corporate Gen Xer and curious about what other options are, but not ready to take any action, I've got a free Slack group. You can find that. I think it's the first link in my link tree, and also a free starter kit. Just helps you think about what life outside of corporate would look like, how you could leverage your corporate experience, what a solopreneur actually is. It's kind of being in corporate, but multiple clients without all the busy work. So anyway, as usual, if you're still in corporate, good luck.
Wait a minute now, y'all. So what's really going on out here? Let me break this down. 48,000 UPS workers has been laid off. 33,000 Amazon workers has been laid off. Now, y'all do know we still in the middle of a government shutdown, right? Well, a lot of people is still out there working and not getting paid. And y'all do know, as of today, thousands of people has been laid off from jobs. Not one, not two, thousands. And the crazy part about it, we still in the middle of a government shutdown. So how is it that these people are going to provide and afford to live without being able to work because they can't get a paycheck or they've been laid off? Now listen, we're a few days away from knowing whether some people will or will not receive food stamps. No wonder why you just go backtrack and you look at how all the National Guards was just staged in different cities. Could it be the cities where they know a lot of angry people will be because they won't be able to have the money to feed, pay their bills? This could start a lot of riots. Y'all let me know in the comments, and all this is allegedly. Y'all like, share, comment, and repost. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. And TikTok, this is for entertainment purpose. I'm only on here to bring awareness to my friends for educational purposes only. I'm gonna call you back later. Pick up the phone. Bye, y'all.
UPS has laid off 48,000 people. Hey guys, it's your girl Trey Hay, and UPS has laid off 48,000 workers total. And it's literally probably one of the biggest layoffs that we've seen within the past few years. They're saying that it's some kind of restructuring that they're doing, but the workers that work through COVID and everything that's gone on within the 5 years are feeling like they're just left to dry. Now, the 48,000 people have lost their jobs within this year. So it's not like they just did it today, but 48,000 jobs in 1 year is a massive amount for a company this large. I'm really hoping that these people are able to find jobs. Layoffs are on the rise. The government shutdown, everything, it seems to be going awry. And I definitely are sending prayers to the people that are unemployed. The holidays are coming up and it's just not easy for a lot of people. So I'm really just hoping that things just have a turnaround.
GM just shut down its innovation center. Hundreds of Georgia jobs gone. You know, I took notes. Let's talk about it. General Motors just confirmed it's closing its Roswell-based innovation center, and more than 300 employees are losing their jobs by the end of the year. The center originally opened in 2013 as a part of a $26 million investment to bring over 1,000 high-tech jobs to Georgia, but it's now shutting its doors as GM redefines its site strategy. Translation, they're consolidating, moving technical teams into a few central hub locations for what they call better collaboration. About 325 jobs will be cut, while others may go remote or relocate to other facilities. GM says some workers with specialized skills could be transferred, but not everyone will get that offer. All affected employees are being offered severance, but still, this marks the end of a big tech era promise in Georgia that once symbolized innovation and job growth. Closures like these are becoming common. We're going to see more of them. Of course, this is due to automation and AI. I I have more to say, but I signed an NDA on an AI project, so I've pretty much said all I could say on my page about this. But let me know what y'all think. Fair or foul? Put it in the comments. Oh, and I forgot to tell y'all, UPS year to date has laid off 48,000 workers. Their goal for the year was 20,000. So I'm not sure how they're getting away with this extra 28,000, but that's what they're doing. Now, mind you, they just announced 1.3 billion in profits. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, fair or foul? Put it in the comments.
Man, I was talking about it just a couple of months ago. I'm reading the news today, and I'm a day late. I see that UPS have laid off 48,000 employees. 48,000. That's a lot of people out of work just before the holidays. Just before the holidays, just to be out of work, period, in this economy. You know how hard it is to find a job? Find a decent paying job right now. 48,000 people laid off. That line of work only prepare you for that line of work, to my understanding. That's 48,000 people needing a job right now. I said it when they was talking about the severance pay stuff. I will opt out. I would have taken the severance pay and went into another career field. I would have gone into law enforcement. Through all these hardships, through all these economical downturns, law enforcement tends to stand strong in these times. I'm gonna say it. Anybody looking to get into law enforcement, I want to do what I can to help. I don't care if you're from out of state. I don't care if you're from in-state. Share this video with somebody that could find it useful that's been laid off, or anybody, period. Holler at me. Get in my inbox. I'm going to make a point to find you. Let me know that you inbox me through this video. Let's see about getting back to work real fast.
What can Brown do for you? Well, apparently what they can do is lay off 48,000 people year to date. So that's right. 48,000 people have been laid off from UPS this year. 34,000 of them from the operational part of the company. Another 14,000 that are in managerial roles. And this is far above the estimated and planned 20,000 employees that they had projected to lay off at the start of the year. And they are linking these layoffs to a downturn in volume from their largest customer, Amazon. For Q3, Amazon was down 21% in volume for UPS. Now, this was above the 13% that they were already trailing for the first half of the year. With these cuts, the CEO is estimating that this will be UPS's most efficient holiday season. And they, of course, threw in that they are utilizing AI to help with logistics and custom evaluations to help product flow. For more information, you can, of course, follow me, Majesty, and I'll give you the most up-to-date business news that I have.
So first it was Amazon, now it's UPS, tomorrow it could be your company, your job, your peace. They say it's just business, but when 46,000 people lose their livelihood, it's not business anymore, it's betrayal. And if you think this ends here, you are not ready for what's coming next. Well, if you've made it this far, thank you for watching. Please do well to like, share, and of course, subscribe to keep the channel moving. Till next time.